Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about rare coins, hidden treasures in your pocket change, and how ordinary coins can turn into extraordinary fortunes. Today we're diving into a coin that looks like any other quarter at first glance, but could actually be worth a jaw-dropping amount of money. We're talking about the 1989 P mint mark. Washington quarter dollar coin. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't that just a regular quarter from the late 80s? Well, yes, and now let's take a journey through the history of this coin, its details, what makes it so valuable, and how one of these quarters shocked collectors and investors when it recently sold for an astonishing $83,105. That's right, 83 grand. For a coin you might have spent on a candy bar without even realizing it. Let's start with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, this iconic coin features the profile of the first president of the United States on the obverse side and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. Over the decades, the Washington quarter has seen some design changes and even metal composition changes, but the basic layout has stayed relatively consistent. Now, let's fast forward to 1989. Inches. That year, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters, and most of them were just regular circulation coins, used for parking meters, vending machines, and pocket change. But among those millions, a few error coins and high-grade examples slipped through the cracks, and these are the ones collectors are now chasing with big money. The 1989 P quarter may seem ordinary at first. The P mint mark stands for Philadelphia, where the coin was produced, but it's not just the mint mark that matters, it's the condition, the rarity, and sometimes even strange minting errors that make a coin like this extremely valuable. So why did one 1989 P Washington quarter sell for over $83,000? Let's break it down first. And most importantly, that coin was graded by a professional coin grading service and received a nearly perfect grade. We're talking about MS 68 or higher, which stands for mint state, and the number represents the quality on a 70-point scale. Now, finding a coin from 1989 in perfect or near perfect condition is incredibly rare because these coins were meant to be spent, not saved. Most of them got scratched, dinged, or worn down through decades of circulation, but that one lucky coin managed to survive in pristine condition, and when it hit the auction block, collectors went wild. Now, let's talk about value and current market conditions. As of now, the top-graded 1989 P quarter holds a record auction price of $83,105. That's a shocking figure for a coin that originally cost just 25 cents. Most examples of the 1989 P quarter are still only worth face value if they're worn or scratched. But if you have one that looks like it just came off the mint press, you might be holding onto a small fortune. Even moderately circulated ones with unique minting errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets can fetch anywhere from $50 to a few $100s, depending on their condition and demand. So here's what you should do. Start checking your change. Go through your old coin jars, your drawers, your piggy banks, and look carefully at any 1989 quarters. Pay attention to the mint mark and especially to the condition of the coin. Does it have sharp details? Is the luster still intact? Does it show signs of any odd minting errors? If so, you may want to get it professionally graded, because even spending a small amount on grading could turn into a massive payday if the coin is rare enough. Remember, coin values are influenced by supply and demand, so as more people become aware of these rare finds, the market can shift quickly. Collectors are always on the hunt for the next gem, and sometimes the rarest coins are hiding in the most unexpected places. Before we wrap up, let me give you a couple more tips. Always handle coins carefully by the edges to avoid damage. Keep high-potential coins in protective holders, and never clean a coin because that can ruin its value. And finally, stay curious because the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. What looks like spare change today might be your next big discovery. So that's the story of the 1989 P Washington quarter, the unassuming coin that shocked the numismatic world with a record sale of over $83,000. Who knows, maybe the next legendary quarter is already in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin. Happy collecting, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, a history buff, or just someone who found an old quarter in your pocket and thought, I wonder if this is worth anything, you are in the right place. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of United States coinage with a very specific focus on the 1991 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. That's right, this seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth a small fortune. I'm talking about a current market value that has reached as high as $60,847. You heard that right. A single quarter. Let's unpack the story behind this coin, why it's become such a treasure for collectors, and how you can tell if you're holding on to one of the rare valuable examples. Let's start with a little history. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since it was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It was originally intended to be a one-year commemorative issue, but it quickly became the standard design for the quarter-dollar denomination. Over the decades, millions and millions of Washington quarters have been struck, but not all of them are created equal. The 1991 D quarter is one of those coins that stands out in a surprising way. Now, what does the D Mint mark stand for? That D indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints in the United States. In 1991, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced Washington quarters, with the Denver Mint striking hundreds of millions of them. So, why is one of them potentially worth more than $60,000? Why is it worth so much? Well, when it comes to coin collecting, rarity and condition are everything. But it's not just about how many coins were made. It's about how many survived in exceptional condition or with unique errors that make them stand out. Some of the most valuable coins in the world are not necessarily the rarest by mintage, but they are rare in pristine condition or with minting mistakes, in the case of the 1991 D Washington quarter. There are a few known examples that have surfaced with either dramatic mint errors or are in such high quality, uncirculated condition that they have shocked even veteran collectors. In fact, a top-graded specimen, and we're talking about a coin graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, once sold at auction for $60,847. That's because it was a virtually perfect coin with a mint state 67 or higher grade, and it had no wear, sharp details, and incredible eye appeal, rare varieties, and ERRORS now. Let's talk about the varieties and errors that might make your 1991 D quarter worth thousands. One type of valuable coin is the double die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned slightly during production, resulting in a doubling of the design. If you see a doubling of the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust," you might have something special. Another potential error that adds major value is off-center strikes. If the coin was not properly aligned in the press, it may have been struck off-center, which means part of the design is missing or shifted. These off-center errors are very collectible, especially when the date is still visible. Clipped planchets are another type of error that can occur when a coin blank is improperly cut, resulting in a portion of the coin being missing. These can be dramatic and valuable as well. There are also examples of coins being struck on the wrong planchet, for example, a quarter being struck on a dime blank. These rare minting errors are highly sought after by collectors and can bring big money at auction. What to look for? So now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1991 D quarter is worth anything? Well, the first step is to examine it closely. Check the date. Look for the D Mint mark, which will be located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. That confirms it was struck in Denver. Then, look for any unusual features. Is there any doubling on the letters or numbers? Is the coin perfectly centered, or is part of the design cut off? Does it have any weird shapes or edges? These could be signs of a rare error. Next, consider the condition. Is the coin worn out, or does it still have a lot of luster? Coins in better condition are worth more. If you think your coin might be valuable, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded. A certified grading company will authenticate your coin, give it a condition rating, and help you understand its market value. Market value in 2025. Now, let's talk about the current market. In 2025, coin collecting remains a booming hobby, and the demand for rare and high-quality coins is stronger than ever. That means the top end of the market has been seeing record prices. That 1991 D Washington quarter that sold for over $60,000 was not a fluke. It's part of a larger trend of rare U.S. coins fetching big money at auctions and private sales. The coin in question was a superb gem, with top-tier eye appeal and flawless preservation. In other words, it was the best of the best. If you have something similar, even in slightly lower grade, you could still be looking at a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Tips for coin sale élicito RS if you're a coin collector or someone interested in becoming one. Now is a great time to start paying attention to your change. Check every quarter you get. Pay attention to the dates and mint marks. Invest in a magnifying glass and a good reference book. Or better yet, follow channels like this one where we bring you all the tips, stories, and updates from the world of coins and collectibles. Rapupiso, there you have it. The story of the 1991 D Washington quarter. It might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but in the right condition, with the right error, or graded by the right professional service, it could be worth over $60,000. Always remember, coins carry not just monetary value, but a piece of history. And sometimes that history turns out to be more valuable than anyone could have guessed. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you're going to check your change drawer tonight. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and happy hunting. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unexpected fortunes. Today we're going to talk about something truly fascinating, the 1998 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. Yes, that everyday coin you might have in your pocket change, your drawer, or tucked away in a coin jar. But here's the kicker, one of these quarters has recently been valued at an astonishing $55,302. You heard that right. A single quarter worth over 55 grand. So how is this possible? Let's dive into the incredible story of the 1998 P Washington quarter and find out exactly why this coin is commanding such a massive price tag in the current collector's market. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, it became one of the most familiar coins in circulation across the United States. The obverse side features a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, and it remained largely unchanged until the State Quarters program began in 1999. That means the 1998 issue was the final regular Washington quarter before that massive redesign rollout. Now, let's zoom in on the 1998 P Mint Mark. That P stands for Philadelphia, one of the major United States mint facilities. In 1998, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of these quarters. So why would any of them be rare? The answer lies not in quantity, but in quality and a few very unusual errors or varieties that were produced during that time. First, let's talk about the error coins and rare varieties. There are a few known 1998 P Washington quarters that were struck on experimental planchets. Those are blank discs that were being tested for the upcoming Sacagawea dollar or other special issues. These experimental pieces are incredibly rare, and they were never meant to be released into general circulation. But somehow, a few escaped the mint and ended up in the wild. These rare minting anomalies are what truly drive up the value. Collectors will pay extraordinary amounts for something that was never supposed to exist. Some of these experimental planchets have a golden hue to them. Others appear smoother or lighter than normal. If you happen to find one and it checks out with professional grading experts, you could be sitting on a fortune. In fact, one of these verified experimental 1998 P quarters was graded by a top coin grading company and sold for $55,302 at auction. Let's break down what makes that kind of value possible. First, the rarity. We are talking about a tiny number of these coins in existence. Second, the condition. This particular coin was in near perfect condition, what experts call mint state, and that dramatically boosts the value. Third, provenance and demand. When a coin with such a fascinating story comes up for sale, collectors go head-to-head in bidding wars to own a piece of numismatic history. But even if you don't have one of these rare experimental planchet versions, the 1998 P quarter can still hold value. Certain coins with strong die strikes, full details, and minimal wear can sell for well over $100 or $200, depending on condition. Coins that are graded mint state 65 or higher are especially desirable to collectors who are building complete high-grade sets. So, what should you look for in your change or your collection? Start by checking the year 1998. Look for the P mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse side. Then check the color and the weight. If the coin seems unusually gold or bronze in color, or if it feels different in your hand, you might have something special. Use a digital scale to check the weight against standard quarter specifications. A standard Washington quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. Anything significantly different might warrant a closer inspection by a professional. Next, examine the condition. Coins with no scratches, no dings, and full details in the hair, eagle feathers, and lettering are more valuable than worn pieces. Consider sending your coin to a certified grading service if you believe it has true potential. Now, let's talk about the market. Coin collecting has seen a massive resurgence over the last decade. With more people researching rare coins and hunting for treasure in their spare time, the demand for unique and historic coins is higher than ever. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and private collectors are all keeping a close eye on rare coins like the 1998 P quarter. As a result, the market value for these coins continues to climb, especially when a new record-breaking sale captures the attention of the collector community. So, what can we learn from the story of the 1998 P mint mark Washington quarter? First, that sometimes everyday objects can turn out to be incredibly valuable. Second, that coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it can be an investment. And third, that it's always worth taking a second look at your loose change. Because who knows, that quarter in your pocket right now might just be worth a whole lot more than 25 cents. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more weekly coin discoveries. And if you have a 1998 P quarter or any coin you think might be rare, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story and maybe even feature it in a future video. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and curious minds alike. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coins and uncovering the incredible story behind a modern-day treasure hiding in plain sight. We are talking about the 2014 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. This seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth a jaw-dropping $16,000. Now, before you go digging through your loose change or flipping through your coin folders, sit tight as we explore the history, value, and unbelievable details that make this coin a potential goldmine. So, what exactly is the 2014 P mint mark Washington quarter? Let us begin with a little background. The Washington Quarter series began in the year 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Over the decades, the design and purpose of the quarter have evolved. In 2010, the United States Mint introduced the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a 10-year series honoring national parks and historic sites across all 50 states and territories. Now in 2014, one of the featured quarters was the Great Sand Dunes National Park quarter, representing Colorado. This coin was released as part of the America the Beautiful series and bore the P mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But here is where things get interesting. Most of these coins are worth 25 cents. Some might sell for slightly more in uncirculated condition. But in rare cases, due to specific errors, perfect minting, or extremely high grading, these quarters can be worth a small fortune. One particular 2014 Washington quarter made headlines for selling at auction for an astonishing $16,000. Yes, one single quarter. Now, let us take a closer look at what makes this coin so special. First, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and the highest possible grade, mint state 70, is exceptionally rare. A coin with no visible marks under magnification, perfect luster, and flawless strike might receive this grade. The $16,000 quarter was likely graded extremely high, possibly mint state 69 or even 70. Next, error coins are incredibly valuable. An error coin is any coin that has a mistake made during the minting process. These errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, missing elements, clipped planchets, or even die breaks. If a 2014 quarter has a significant and noticeable error, especially one that occurred early in the minting process, collectors might pay thousands of dollars to own it, and then there is rarity. Even though millions of 2014 quarters were produced, only a tiny number of them end up in pristine condition. Add a rare mint error on top of that, and now you have a one-of-a-kind collectible that can drive serious bidding wars among collectors. Now let us talk numbers. The 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter in average circulated condition is generally worth only its face value. However, in uncirculated condition, especially with high mint state grades like 65 or higher, the value can jump to $5 or even $10. But when we get into top-tier grades or rare errors, the price skyrockets. The record-breaking example of the 2014 quarter sold for $16,000 at a major coin auction, stunning collectors and dealers alike. You might be asking yourself right now, could I have one of these in my collection? And the answer is yes. You absolutely could. These quarters were released into general circulation. That means they were not exclusive or only available in special mint sets. You could find one in your pocket change, your coin jar, or a roll of quarters from the bank. So, how do you check if your quarter is valuable? Start by looking at the mint mark. Make sure you have a 2014 quarter with the P mint mark, which stands for Philadelphia. Then examine the design. It should feature the Great Sand Dunes seen on the reverse side. Look for signs of minting errors such as doubling of the letters or numbers, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. Next, check the coin's condition. If your coin looks flawless and has a strong strike with no visible scratches or blemishes, it may be worth getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Coin grading services will authenticate and grade your coin and assign it a value based on market data. This is the best way to determine if your quarter could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Now you might be wondering, why would someone pay $16,000 for a modern coin? The answer lies in rarity, demand, and condition. High-grade examples of modern coins are very hard to come by. Even though millions were made, the vast majority went into circulation and were damaged or worn down. A perfect specimen is rare. Add an unusual error or a fascinating story, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Before we wrap up, here is a pro tip. Always check your pocket change. You never know what treasures might be hiding there. Use a magnifying glass, do your research, and take your time. Even a few minutes a day could lead you to a life-changing discovery. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 2014 Mint Mark Washington quarter, a modern coin that shocked the collecting world with a value of $16,000. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more hidden coin treasures, rare finds, and valuable collecting tips. And if you have a coin you think might be worth something, drop a comment below or send us a message. You never know, you might just be holding the next big discovery in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching and happy hunting! Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare coins, numismatic treasures, and jaw-dropping market prices. Today's video is all about a truly fascinating coin that has captured the attention of collectors all across the country. We are talking about none other than the 2020 Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. You heard that right. The 2020 Washington quarter from the Philadelphia Mint. a coin that you might still find in your pocket change or tucked away in your coin jar at home. And yet, despite being so recent, it has become one of the most valuable coins from the modern era, with one astonishing specimen reaching a current market value of $83,929. That is right. Over $83,000 for a coin that could have cost you just 25 cents and change. Now, before we talk about why this coin is worth so much money, let us go back and look at the origins of the 2020 Washington quarter. In 2020, the United States Mint continued the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that ran from 2010 to 2021. The year 2020 featured several beautiful designs, including the National Park of American Samoa, where Farm National Historic Site, Salt River Bay, Marsh Billings Rockefeller, and Tallgrass Prairie. All 5 designs are stunning, but what we are focusing on today is not just the reverse design, but more importantly the mint mark and a very specific and rare variety from the Philadelphia Mint. The P Mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and millions of these quarters were produced. So the question is, why would one of them be worth tens of thousands of dollars? The answer lies in the details: condition, rarity, die variety, and collector demand. While most 2020 P quarters are common and worth face value, there are rare varieties and incredibly high-grade examples that are commanding unbelievable prices. Let us talk about the most notable variety and what pushed its value through the roof. The 2020 P Washington quarter that sold for over $83,000 was not just a regular coin. It was in pristine condition, certified by a leading grading agency, graded at the top of the scale, mint state 68 or even higher, with perfect luster, no visible marks, flawless surfaces, and full details. Coins like this are so rare that only a handful exist in that condition. And when collectors are hunting for the finest known example to complete their registry sets, the demand explodes and the price skyrockets. That is exactly what happened with this coin, but it is not just about the grade. Some 2020 P Washington quarters also have die varieties or errors that make them unique. Double die obverse varieties, off-center strikes, cud breaks, struck through grease errors. Even the V75 privy mark used to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II added a layer of significance for some collectors. These factors all contribute to the rising interest and value of certain coins in this series. Now let us put this into perspective. Imagine finding a coin like this in your everyday change. You might pass it off as just another quarter. But in reality, you could be holding a 5-figure treasure. That is why collectors today are examining their coins more closely than ever before. Checking for signs of doubling. Scanning for pristine surfaces. Sending in their coins for professional grading and authentication. And if you are wondering who bought the $83,929 quarter, the answer is a high-end collector who is seeking the finest known specimen for their set. These buyers are not casual hobbyists. They are often investors, collectors with deep pockets, and institutions who recognize the rarity and potential future value of these coins. So, how can you find out if you have a valuable 2020 P quarter? First, check the mint mark. It must be a P for Philadelphia. Next, examine the condition. If the coin is fresh, uncirculated, and shows zero wear, it could be worth getting graded. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to look for any doubling on the letters or numbers. Look at Washington's eye, the word Liberty, the date, and the mint mark. Any sign of doubling could indicate a double die variety, which increases value. Finally, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service. A coin that grades in the high mint state 60s can easily fetch thousands of dollars, if not more. Let us now talk about market trends. The coin market in recent years has seen a significant boom. With economic uncertainty, collectibles like rare coins have become a solid alternative investment. The 2020 P quarter is a perfect example of how recent coins can surge in value due to condition rarity and collector demand. As of today, the highest recorded sale stands at $83,929, but who knows what the future holds. If a higher graded or more unique variety is discovered, it could easily surpass that, and here is the exciting part. This is not just a story about a rare coin. It is a reminder that treasures can be hiding in plain sight. In your change, in old jars, in rolls of coins from the bank. You do not need to be a millionaire to start collecting. You just need a keen eye, a bit of knowledge, and the curiosity to look a little closer. So there you have it. The 2020p Mint Mark Washington Quarter. A coin that went from 25 cents to over $83,000. Its story is a testament to how fascinating and surprising the world of numismatics can be. And who knows? The next rare coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more deep dives into coin values, history, and the latest market news. Drop a comment below if you have a 2020p quarter or want help identifying a coin from your own collection. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and stay curious.